Hello and welcome to the Fed by Farmers podcast with me, Cammy Wilson.
As me, Iona Murray.
We get our housekeeping out the road first. Let's just say straight away, this all happens because of Crystalyx and Animax. They throw in plenty of sponsorship money, which means we can afford to spend the time making these podcasts and have our lovely editor Ashley pull them all together for you guys, although she's on holiday this week.
Berlin.
Is that where she went?
Berlin,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I didn't even know. Is she in Berlin?
Berlin, yeah.
For football?
Oh, no.
Imagine going to Berlin during the Euros and not for football.
No, definitely not for football.
Just for
Just
loads
like
of
a
drunk
holiday.
football fans just to go and look at them. Imagine going to Berlin. That's crazy.
Now you're making me question it. No, I'm sure it's Berlin.
Okay, well, we'll find out more about that next week when Ashley's back. We'll see how it goes. So I'll have to edit this one, which is why it's out late. We're recording this on Friday after lunch, so it's coming out Friday evening, hopefully, because we're going to make this a one-take wonder. No cuts. Whatever you say now, Iona,
God.
it's going to be in the podcast.
Okay.
Now, before we go right into it, we're going to do a sort of Highland Show catch-up and review and what we thought of it. But the first big thing, and probably the biggest thing of this year's show, which we'll get into, is the fact that the big change was everyone talking about Fed by Farmers podcast. Like, you know, obviously previous years it's been Sheep Game, and this year we're probably almost a 50-50 split of people wanting to come in and talk about the podcast and people wanting to come in and talk about the Sheep Game. And unbelievable, such a wide demographic of people of all ages coming in to talk about whether it's the podcast, whether it's Sheep Game, even some people about Landward as well, to talk about that. So thank you to everyone that came and saw us. We're going to talk more about that in a second. What I want to say is, though, we're sold out loads of stuff on Fed by Farmers. It went a bit crazy.
I know.
But Cars Bellington still have a bit of stock in store. So if you're local to Cars Bellington, you're looking for Fed by Farmers stuff, and we don't have it on the website, do check out Cars Bellington for that. Now, Highland Show.
Yes.
What do we think about the Highland Show this year?
So, well, for me, it was a completely different Highland Show to my usual.
Because you're working on the Sheep Game stand?
Yeah. Normally I'm there for a social. But it still felt very social because so many people came in for a chat and stuff. But yeah, it was mental.
What did you think? It was crazy?
It was beyond insane.
Yeah.
Like,
It was better than you expected?
Oh, like tenfold. Like,
Yeah.
I knew, like, remember when I was like packing up the van and everything, organising the stand, I was like, I have gone so mental with the amount of stuff we're taking here. Like, this is ridiculous. And like we're selling out of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and just, I think it's just like everybody is so lovely that comes in. Like, and I was talking to somebody about it and it was saying like, I was basically working in retail, like you're on the stand for like however many hours. And it's like there wasn't one ignorant person. And
No,
there was at times they were having to wait for a while and like it was a bit chaotic in there. Like as much as how organised we tried to be, it was a bit, chaotic. And every day was just like, I don't know, every day was just so lovely.
Hands down, the best thing about what we do with the Sheep Game stuff, and of course now Fed by Farmers, is that the customers you're working with are mostly farmers, are mostly for the farming community. They appreciate that you're working hard. Like, they're just so, like, you know what it's like, even if, and sometimes, you know, we send out thousands of parcels now with the merch. It's unbelievable, and we appreciate every single one of them. Occasionally we'll send the wrong size.
Yeah.
Or occasionally, perhaps there's a blemish on something. It happens. But you know yourself, the emails you get are always like, I know you're really busy, but I wondered this size out wrong. Easy done. You know, it's not people like, this is a disgrace. You sent me this. They're always so nice. Because they're mainly, they know what hard work is like and that mistakes happen, and they're just really great people. So that is definitely one of the best things about the Sheep Game.
But I think it's also the Sheep Game is very personable. It isn't some kind of big corporate company who might be speaking to a robot. If anybody who emails or messages is going to be speaking to me or you,
Yeah,
you know,
mainly you now. It used to always be me. Now it's Iona, thankfully. That is a big thing too. And I kept joking with people, you know, when they were going on about, you know, how much money it was doing at the Highland Show. Like, I kept joking, it's just one step down from a donation to charity, but at least this way you get a jumper away with you. Because it's like, you know, where the money is going to a good cause.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm going to spend the money on farming.
Yeah.
You know, any profit we make goes on to farming. In fact, that's part of our bother, is that we put too much of it into the farming, and it leaves us quite tight with cash. Like folk think, oh, you must be flush with cash, but like I couldn't even afford to buy a new pickup just now.
I know, but I would have thought, like, see, before again being involved in actually seeing the books and seeing what goes on, I would be under that impression. Like, you know, you look at the Highland Show, you look at that marquee, it was absolutely rammed off. You know what I mean? Like, from an outsider looking in, it does look like that, but you don't take into consideration also all the costs and you taking money out for the farm as well.
Yeah, it's becoming a bone of contention in here, is that like the sheep game would be doing really well if it wasn't for the farm. That's the reality. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind saying the farm now owes the sheep game £85,000.
Oh my God, Cammy.
So like, and it's weird because when I was pricing up recently, we're going to talk about Highland Show more, I'm going on a tangent here, but recently I was pricing up this potential farm and it was under the £1 million, and we did our costings, and I was talking to, I think I was talking to Lizzie about it, or I can't remember who was talking, but I was saying to afford the deposit, we'd need to sell most of our sheep. But then by selling most of our sheep, initially what I said was, you sell most of your sheep, then you've lost most of your income. And actually I think it was Lizzie maybe made the point, actually if we sold most of our sheep, if we actually sold the sheep, we could afford to pay the farm. Because so much money. And that we definitely probably need to see this year. I think will be, I think the way lamb prices are, I think we'll be okay this year. But definitely a case of we need to sit down after this year and look at the figures, because it is a black hole just now. Like, try to be a hero. Like, we are renting way over 1,000 acres, all on seasonal lets. Like, try to farm that way is so expensive and a bit ridiculous at times that we probably need to sit down and be like, get a grip here. Like, actually,
almost
like
doing? Treat it like a business. Well, it is a business, but
yeah, but isn't it? Well, it is, but it's more like just fun. I just love doing it.
Yeah,
like I love it. Like I don't want fancy stuff. I just want sheep. So like I don't mind.
I know. Well, that's the other thing with the sheep game. You don't take any money for you, like for yourself. It's
I think we spoke about this previously. My accountant saying it's like my personal expenditure is suspiciously low. But as I said,
like, I don't think I've said that.
But as have I not mentioned that on here? No. So they said like it's suspiciously low. But I'm like, literally, what do I do?
I know you. Literally, what do you do? Nothing.
No, but that suits me. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. And like I took it as a compliment that my personal expenditure was so low, because I have nothing. I have nothing to like. There's nothing I want to do. So I'm fortunate that way. But yeah, we and I like to think folk that see us trying to go on and buy this farm and are supporting the sheep game, because I do mean that. Like, when you come in and buy something from the sheep game or fed by farmers, like you are supporting that. Like, we're not going to buy this farm off the back of renting ground and keeping sheep.
No.
That's a fact. We're just not. We're going to buy it off the back of the sheep game. And people like people listening to this and the people that came to see us at Highland Show supporting us, that's what's going to buy the farm. And I like to think, and I take pride in it, that when people look from the outside at what I'm doing and what Lizzie and I are doing on the farm and things, like, we don't waste money. Like, I don't buy fancy vehicles, or I definitely don't waste money. Like, I don't go on holiday. Like, we don't waste any money. So this money that you guys are putting into us to support us isn't getting wasted. Well, it's getting wasted in sheep, but that's
but
if you're going to waste it on something.
Can I also just say, though, spending money on that isn't always a waste.
No, and do you know what? Alan Laidlaw, who, with some points to cover that we never asked him, actually, this is the first podcast we've done chatting-wise since we spoke to Alan, and that went down great. The amount of people speaking about that podcast at the show, clearing up a few things for them. But Alan made a great point, actually, that it probably, because he's very big with the Farm Strong team, and the Farm Strong team, who will get John Scott down from Fern Farm at some point to talk about it, because it's a great thing what they're doing, working your mental health through, getting fit, connecting with each other is a fantastic message. And he's right in that me harping on about I don't want to go anywhere or do anything is actually the wrong message to send. He wasn't having a go. He's just saying, just like, it's okay for your situation, actually, but actually a lot of people need to get out.
Yeah,
it's what's wrong with them.
Definitely.
And he's right that I'm out all the time.
You are. And you're socialising all the time. This is my point to you. You say you're not social, but you don't like socialising. You are socialising all the time.
He put that to me, and do you know what? It was bang on, right? It's like the reason I like my routine at nights and go to my bed early and being at home is because there's so many nights I don't.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't. So I actually was talking nonsense, and Alan was bang on at pointing that out, that actually me making it out like that's what we should be doing is actually a bad message to send, because not many people socialise as much as I do. Yeah. With all the shows we go to and all the farmers I see every day with the shearing contract and the scanning. Like, I'm seeing people all the time, which a lot of farmers don't. So get yourselves out there and do a bit of socialising. Spend some personal some money on personal things. Speaking of spending, I suppose one big thing we'll touch a bit more on the show, but so one thing I never asked Alan, or we never asked Alan when he was in, was about the ticket increase. I didn't realise the price of the tickets had gone up when Alan did the port, to be honest with you, because we don't buy our tickets, we buy you the trade stand and then we get our tickets free. So I didn't realise the tickets were up to 42, but I think you can get them for less if you buy them early. I think there is an early bird discount. But like, I saw people, I've read some forums since the show and people moaning about that ticket price. Like, I think there's certain things that it's fine, I can get on board with moaning about and that they're not so happy about. But like, the ticket price isn't one of them. Like, £42. One, it's in line with other big shows. Do you know, the Royal Welsh is pretty much the same price. I mean, one difference with the Royal Welsh, you have to pay for kids. I think if a kid's between 5 and 16, you have to pay £8.
Are they completely free at the Highland?
I'm sure Highland under 16. I'll fact check that. On my phone. But I think under 16 they're free at the Highland. So that's one little caveat. And someone said at the Welsh the parking's free, but you have to park miles away and get a bus in. If you want to park at the showground at the Welsh, it's £25.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's just little caveat. Like, I think, but I'm not saying the Welsh is any better. The Welsh is just, like, I think they're all, like, it is what it is. Someone said a great thing about someone moaning about £15 to park in a field. But someone made the point that field's probably worth £1 million on an acre.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're only having to pay £15 to rent this bit for a day. It's not a bad deal. You know, like parking in the middle of Edinburgh for, well, not in the middle of Edinburgh, in the outskirts, but like parking in that kind of...
Well, if you're in the airport car park.
Well, like they could sell that for property, for houses, that ground, that car park. Like, it's only really used for parking for Highland Show, as far as I know. So like, they could easily sell that bit for millions and millions of pounds, and then there's no parking at the show, and it has to be you get bussed in from elsewhere, or you have to get the tram in. You have to, and then folk wouldn't moan about their £15. I think, like, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Like, the other thing I worked out with the £42, right? And I always compare it when people talk about the cost of going to the show. I compare it with Murrayfield.
Ah, you said that before.
Yeah, so if I go to Murrayfield, because the show's a day out, it's entertainment. It's like, if I go to Murrayfield, it's going to cost me £80 for my ticket, roughly. If you're wanting a reasonable seat, £80. I can't claim the VAT back. I can't put that against my tax, my business expenses. It's £80. Then once you're in there, the drink and food's just as dear as it is at the Highland Show. And parking's a damn sight harder too for Murrayfield. I will say I'd gladly pay £15 to park right next to Murrayfield if I could, but it's not that easy to find a spot. Go back to Highland Show, it's £42. Now you can get in there at 7 in the morning and leave at midnight if you wanted. You know, you get a full day's entertainment rather than just 2 hours you get at Murrayfield. Usually come away feeling quite happy. Murrayfield, it can be, there's a lot of bad days at Murrayfield. And the other thing is you claim it back. And I think I worked out with the VAT back, and then if you're on a 20% tax bracket, it's costing you something like £28 for the day.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
The Highland Show. So that's my devil's advocate. You know, a lot of people moan about the cost of it, but I just find that's not a great argument. The members thing's always going to be an issue. We spoke about with Alan about having to declare what day you go, and I get why they got upset about that. You know, it's always been the way that you got the pass for all the days. Why should you have to declare it? I know Alan covered it well, saying just take all 4 days if you're not sure. I think he did cover that well, but I think it's just always going to upset people, like no matter what you do. I'm actually at the point though, like, and maybe this is one I should ask Alan. Do they really want life members? Surely we'll see if they've built a product like the Highland Show that can sell out every year. Okay, it doesn't. I don't think it sold out on the. I actually don't think it sold out on the Saturday this year. Again, don't fact check me. Just going by advertising on Facebook. But if they have a product that they can sell tickets at £40 for, like, why would they want people buying life memberships?
How much is a life member?
Pass. But it's got to be, if you're surely as the price goes up. You know, if you buy it 20 years ago,
then you're absolutely winning.
Aye, for £200, then the show's lost out in those tickets for the rest of your life. Whereas, would it not make more sense for the show if they didn't do life members?
Yeah, probably.
There'll be a reason for it. Like, I'm sure it was a quick fundraiser at the time, like selling season tickets for football. It's a quick fundraiser at the start of the season, and you're guaranteed that money, whether they come or not. But I just wonder, like, life is a long time. Like, you know, because I think traditionally it was like if the farmer turned 16 or 18 or something like that.
That's what they got.
They would get a life membership. So there could be 60 years of Highland Show attendances.
And to get in the nice members, but I've always wanted to go in there. Yeah. Have you ever been in there?
No, I don't think so.
No, looks nice.
Do you think they'd let me in? No, riff raff. No. I don't wear a nice enough jacket.
I was.
But yes, that's my just going away. I've been reading the forums, like what's everyone
What kind of
complaining
forum
about.
are you on there?
Just on like Facebook, which are the worst forums because then Andy can write in them.
Yeah.
The best ones are the ones like the Scottish Farming Forum's quite good because you have to log into it.
Right, okay.
Do you have to make an effort to log in? Whereas like Facebook, just Andy can spout nonsense. It's terrible. But
how was your Highland Show experience?
amazing. Folk are just really, really decent. Like I just love meeting everyone. I love. It still blows my mind like how happy people are to see you because like I just run about talking nonsense. Even this is just me ranting a lot of nonsense.
And like a few people said to me, more than one person came up to me and like said hi to me, and then they said they were in to see you but felt too nervous to come and speak to you. And it's like it just feels so not nervous as in shy, just like overwhelmed by like the fact you're actually there in real life. It's like, but then I suppose you think if these people have watched you for years, like it's just hard for us to imagine because it's you. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to compare it to somebody that I've only ever seen on telly and then see them in real life. When I met Matt Baker, that's how I felt.
Were you excited about Matt Baker?
Yeah, I love Matt Baker.
Do you?
Yeah, from the Blue Peter days.
Oh, yeah.
And like you hope they're as nice in real
Matt
life.
seems like a nice guy.
Oh, he was lovely. He made a video for my granny.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Matt shout out to Matt. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. Thank you to everyone that came out, and everyone is, like you said, everyone's just so decent.
Yeah.
Like, and it's great hearing all the stories about whether you had a bad lambing as well, same as I did, and like watching the sheep game videos helped you get through. Or as I said, loads of people talking about this podcast. Lots of people talking about the podcast, and you're either giving feedback about things, mostly things that they liked. I mean, our big thing, and I think I was getting this from the feedback, is that we're very positive. Like, even you just heard me talking about the cost of the tickets. Like, I'm pretty much put a positive on anything. We're not a negative podcast.
No, but are you meaning that as a positive or a negative?
No, it's a good thing.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
that's what people like is because it's positive.
I thought you were meaning as if it's like we're not realistic, like we're too positive. But I think
no, I mean sometimes we're not realistic about many things, but to be fair, but no, like I think we're very positive. Like, not that I think it's easy in farming because things are so uncertain all the time, and so many people are under so much pressure. Like, it is easy to fall into the negative thing, and it's easy to be positive when, like, it's easy for me to be positive when the sheep game keeps everything afloat.
Yeah.
Like, see if I was just doing my farming thing, I wouldn't be so positive probably. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just losing money, and it's hard to be positive when you're like that. Whereas,
well, where would you be right now without the sheep game?
I'd still be in the police.
Yeah.
100%.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. The only reason I left the police was because the sheep game was making enough to justify it. Although I say still in the police, my first year leaving the police, like the shearing I did that summer was almost the same as my police wage.
Was it really?
That was because of COVID, right enough. So I just shore all summer, no shows to go to.
Right, okay.
So there's nothing else to do but shear. But 10 weeks shearing made almost 50 weeks police wages.
How much is that?
So like I made like 31,000 or something like that, or just slightly more, 32,000 for my shearing for the summer.
That's mad.
And
talking about shearing at the Highland Show went well.
Oh yeah, God, nice link into that. Bit mad actually. So
I know. Yeah, sorry. Rewind to Cammy saying to me, "Oh, I'll be away for an hour or so on Sunday morning."
I know. I says to Iona, says I'll just need to. So we're talking about the Scottish National Championships at the Royal Highland Show, which is on the Sunday. It's an open competition, so the top Scottish shearers in it. So all the open and senior shearers compete in it. And
right, what does that mean?
So open's the very top grade. That's like your world championship champions and your world record. Your really top guys are open.
And do they come? They come to the Highland Show to compete?
Oh yeah.
So people from around the world, shearers from around the world are there.
Yeah, I mean mostly UK, but yeah, there was some foreign guys there. And then we have like seniors is the grade below that.
Right.
So seniors you're working your way up into the open. So I'm in the open now. I've done the seniors a couple of years ago, and I've been open for a couple of years.
And is that you now, or do you stay in the open?
Yeah,
or do you
can't
have
go
to?
any further. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, can you fall back to the senior?
No, I wish I could. But no.
Once you're there, that's you.
Once you're there, that's you. And that's where it's kind of awkward. Like, as you move up through the grades, you're competing against a bunch of losers. Because if they were winners, they'd go up a grade.
Yeah, okay.
So when you're on the juniors, intermediate, seniors, you're competing against a bunch of losers. So these are all equal, or very similar. Obviously, some are a lot better than others.
Yeah.
But you're all like, if one guy's really amazing, he won't be there the next year. So you're still in the same pool, and then another guy gets a chance to win it. Whereas once you get to the Open, like, so you go from like, say I won the Scottish, the senior circuit. I go into the Open, I'm just some wee daft guy that's useless.
Yeah.
Like, because all of a sudden you're up against the world champions, you're up against Hamish Mitchell, who's been on this. You're up against Callum Shaw, Matt Smith, world record holder, was there. Like, top guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just get slapped about. But for the Scottish National, the final, it's easier to get to than the Open final, because obviously it's only Scottish people that can do it.
Okay.
But I would argue, like, we had the strongest field for years this year.
Really?
Like, I would absolutely argue that. We had a really, really strong field. Gavin Much wasn't there, which opens up a free space in the final, which is how I get in, because I was last into the final. I was 6th, and it's top 6 go through. So
how many were there altogether?
22.
Wow, Cammy, that's so good.
Stop patronising me.
No, I know.
But
do you know what?
it's
See, as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I knew it. But isn't it hard to compliment somebody without sounding patronising?
No, but I know. Listen, I was chuffed because I'd done my semi-final and then get changed and come back to the tent, to the stand, and we were talking to folk, and then shout to Big Archie Patterson, phoned me and goes, "Do you know you're in the final?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Aye, you're in the final." And of course, I'm still kind of like, could be at it, but I thought, nah, he wouldn't call me all the way back.
Yeah.
So I shouted, "You, I need to go. I'm in the final." I'm pure buzzing. So ran along and did my final, and I'm not fit. 20 sheep in the final. I was out my depth in the final, totally.
So how do they judge that? Is it like speed? Is it everything? Like,
yeah, speed, second cuts. So a second cut is when if you shear a bit of wool but you leave like a little tuft and have to shear it again. Essentially, if a bit of wool fibre has 2 cuts in it, so you've cut it and then had to cut it again. So either end of the fibre has a cut. That's a second cut. So you get a score on the board for that. There's a judge on the board, and then down the back, your whole sheep is looked over.
Right, okay.
And if there's any nicks or anything at all, wool
You
left on.
down.
Yeah, so, but for me, I had to leave plenty on in the final just to beat anywhere near the other boys.
Yeah.
In hindsight, do you know what? In hindsight, I probably wish I just went slow and made a better job.
Done it, yeah.
But I had to go, just leave plenty of wool on and try and keep up with them, because I'm not fit at all. And even then, I was dying. But it was just a buzz, like it was a win for me. See, just making the final.
Yeah.
A win for me, because there's some real top guys didn't make it, so I was well chuffed for that. And I have to give a big shout out to like the shearer of the year in Scottish shearing circuit this year, Scottish shearing world, Stuart Robson. So Stuarty, he's a mate of mine. We've come up through the grades. He's in the seniors, definitely his last year in the seniors. So he won the senior final. Stuart's a boy for the Borders. He won the senior final on Saturday by 7 points, which is a huge margin, like huge. Won that by 7 points, right? Senior final on the Saturday. Keep up with me here, right? He made the national final on the Sunday that I was in. He was 5th, I was 6th.
Right.
And then he made the open final on the same day, on the Sunday.
Oh my God.
Right? Now, somebody will need to write in or correct me on this one, but I don't know if I don't know. Remember,
if that's happened.
I don't remember a senior ever making the open final. Maybe Callum Shaw's done it, or Hamish, or some of these kind of prodigies as they come up. But like, mental.
That's
like
mad.
For Stuart to make that open final that's like a stuff of dreams. Like when I started shearing, all I wanted to do was be an open shearer.
Right.
Like that was my goal. Right, just be an open shearer with like the big guns are. Got there and I was happy, to be honest with you. I wasn't bored so much about anything else. Then to make a national, that's my second national. See, all I think about each year is I just want to make that national final.
Right, okay.
That's my only goal for the full year, is to make it buzzing, and we'll try again next year. But whereas like an open final at Highland, that's like
different.
Oh, that's like unbelievable. So Stuart Robson, like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching him shearing, like he's like a Callum Shaw 2.0. Like it just fills the comb up, man. Lovely style. Fantastic shearing. I honestly I now believe, like, you know that way in the Matrix when it's you've maybe not seen the Matrix where like Neo all of a sudden starts fighting with one of the agents and it's like he's the one. That could be Stuart Robson.
Wow.
Yeah, he could be stopping bullets soon. I think he could be our next big shearing sensation, because he's only like 23 or 24.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
young.
really young. Open, buzzing for him. So yeah,
That's good.
that's my bit about the shearing. So yeah, I had a great show. Thank you. I made the semi-final in the Open, which I was pretty chuffed about as well.
Yeah.
I think that was like 40 something down to 18, and I think I finished.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I finished 15th or somewhere about there.
And to be fair, you've not really been doing that much shearing this year.
Oh, none. I was gassed. I've done 5 days before that show. I was
felt
useless. I was absolutely useless in the 20 sheep final. Like,
Yeah.
I was so tired. Where I was telling my hand to go, it just wasn't going.
Yeah.
Like my hand was going to the next blow. It was going to the next blow on rather than the blow I wanted to do.
Right, okay.
So I was swinging for like to put it into the leg, and it was already going round the tail head. It's like, no, come back, do this bit. So it was just a shambles, but we got there. We got there. I need to be fitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the shearing. Rest of the show, a lot of people saying they thought it was quite quiet. I was speaking to some dealers today. Actually, I was trying to get Marissa a job. I might have got her a job sorted as an agricultural engineer apprentice, and was speaking to them, and they thought it felt quite quiet.
Quieter.
Aye.
I don't. It's hard to judge because we weren't really out and about very much.
And we were busy. Like down the livestock bit, I thought it was mobbed.
Livestock was busy.
I thought it was mobbed. Like I thought it was really busy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Up the machinery, they weren't so sure.
Okay.
I think they felt it was quite quiet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But any other feedback from the show? Your dad judged the Blackies.
Yeah.
John obviously has been on the podcast. He judged the Blackies, first time ever, big honour.
Yeah, he loved it.
He got his bit on landward as well. We managed to get him squeezed on.
Yeah, he was nervy before it, but he, like I said to him in the morning, I was like, once you get in that ring, you'll be absolutely fine. Like you'll zone in. But yeah, he really, really enjoyed it, and don't think he made any major disasters.
No, I said when the Gimmer, it was Millmark, wasn't it?
Millmark, yeah.
Aye.
And they went on to win the interbreed
The pairs.
champion.
Oh, they won the interbreed
Champion?
with the Gimmer as well?
The pairs.
The pairs they won,
the
yeah.
pairs,
So they won the
yeah.
pairs. There was a lot of talk on the Thursday about the pairs that they thought they'd have a good chance. Cause,
Yeah.
And of course it was both their sheep for the pairs, which is pretty good. But yeah, no, he did say when he saw the Gimmer come in, he thought that could be the one.
Winner.
Aye, because he was looking for his winner, and he's like, that could be the one. So
Yeah.
no, good on him. It's a big kudos getting to judge at the show. But apart from that, I think we had a good one. First night was hellish. We stayed in a crack den in Edinburgh.
You did. I had my lovely aunt's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like? Whenever I actually got into the details of
So
what
got
it
a
was like
kind of last
inside.
minute Airbnb. Yeah, and right near Haymarket. So you think, oh,
No, when I
Haymarket.
dropped you off, I thought you're in a quite good location. I mean, the street wasn't the nicest, but it wasn't giving crack then.
I was giving crack then. Having worked in Glasgow for years, it was giving me crack then. So the outer door, so it was a tenement flats, and it was all lock boxes and outer door. And this goes back to this thing you hear about Edinburgh all the time. These Airbnbs is like everybody's buying up property just to make it Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing what this close was, because it was all these lock boxes in the door, so it's all bloody party flats. Outside door's been kicked in. There's no lock in the closed door. We go in. It's got that smell of bleach, like they've been in and like sanitised it after finding a dead person in the stair.
Oh
like
my God, Cammy.
It was that smell of like a proper clean up after someone's been murdered there. So up the top top floor's usually where the worst folk are. So up the top, and flat was fine, basic but absolutely fine. And Marissa's meant to be staying with you, but then we didn't have a sofa bed, so she stayed in the sofa bed in this thing, and I stayed in the bed. It was a 1 bedroom, and she was out all night. To be fair, she said she got in about 2 o'clock in the morning, but no sleep. Folk banging the close all night that first night.
And can we just say this was a Wednesday night?
Yeah.
This was Wednesday?
Yeah, but they'd all be there. It'd be party flats. It'd be folk for the show. It sounded like folk drinking and having a party, and
Right, okay.
all the banging and shouting in the close. And of course, it's like concrete close. It's like echoes
Echoing.
all the way up the stair. And then at some point, the next door neighbour came out and just shouted, "Shut the up!" Roared it down the stairs. And but it was the way the walls are, or the doors quite thin and that. I don't know. It felt like he was in the room with me. So I'm like,
God.
Jesus. He just about nodded off again. Then you heard that, and your heart's absolutely racing. You're like fuming. You're like, this is ridiculous.
And you would be so tired
and
as
your
well.
adrenaline's up. And then there's no bloody curtains in the window. Oh no! So it's just daylight.
And it gets light
It was
so
daylight
early.
from 4:30. So after he shouted that, basically awake for an hour and a half, just like.
Horrendous.
My God, this is terrible. I said, no, I decided then it's like, not staying here tonight. That's it. So thankfully, landlord had a room for me anyway, so we got that sorted and got some. But Marissa, she came in. She came in at 2 o'clock, and I said to her in the morning, we got up about 7 or whatever to go and head to the show. I said, "See that racket last night?" No. I was like, you must have heard the guy shouting, "Shut the," at half past 4 or about 4 o'clock. No. Imagine being able to sleep like that. And she's not even drunk. Like, she's not a drinker. She'll have a few drinks, but she wasn't like.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
No, she wasn't drunk.
Drink?
No, she's not a big drinker at all. No, she's quite sensible. It just like just slept through it. Unbelievable. That's what a clear conscience will do for you.
Yeah.
Like, fair play to her. So I says, no. I says, we're getting us somewhere else. And then I said, Lanmer's got me this bit, but I'll try and find something else for you. And she's like, I didn't mind it, actually. I thought it was quite good. There's not even any lights in the close. Like, it's just like, she's like, I thought it was quite good. So I was like, well, hardly last. You crack on then. So she just stayed there for the 4 nights with with her, I keep saying her partner, I have to say her boyfriend. Her partner sounds a bit weird. So she just stayed there for the 4 nights, aye.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, aye. So solved that problem. I didn't need to stay there, so I stayed at the hotel. And it worked out quite well. You stayed at your auntie's.
Yeah.
And we all had good fun. And yeah, an incredible show.
Yeah.
So we need to get restocked and ready to go for the Yorkshire as the next one.
Yorkshire next. Yeah, I know I've never been to the Yorkshire.
Yeah, it's nice. Quite a lot more relaxed pace than the Highland. It'll be nice and steady. And then down to the Welsh, which will be manic again. The Welsh is class. Like, just amazing show. Such a good feeling. Such a good social side. Probably it'll be up there with the Highland for the social side.
Will it?
Oh yeah, easily.
Are you going to Lochgarnhead tomorrow?
Oh yeah, going there tomorrow.
Are you? Are you shearing at it?
Yeah.
Are you?
How do you know about that?
What? Just Lochgarnhead? Just because folk are going.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Why is it like some kind of secret circle?
No, it's not secret, but it's like it's only a shearing competition. There's no show at it, so it's like it's only really shearers.
Well, Tina's going, and then I was speaking to Susan Mundell earlier, and
Susan going too.
So she was maybe going to go.
Yeah, okay. So Lochgarnhead shears for anyone up near Killen, up near that area, Lochgarn. Then Lochgarnhead shears on tomorrow. I think it's £5 on the gate to come in, and then there's a bar, and it's just a great atmosphere. Like, there's 180 competitors tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah, 180. So they are thinking the open final might be 10 p.m.
What? Oh, Cammy.
Be shearing them in the dark.
You can't get to that. You'll be too tired.
Yes, that's why I won't be in the open final tomorrow. No, I've already said to them, listen, guys, see, I'll probably make the open final, but listen, just bump me out, will you?
See me past 7 p.m.
Guys, listen, I can't be staying that late. You know, I've got to go home for the kids. For the kids. So yeah, if you're there tomorrow and I'm not in the open final, that's why.
Just quickly, because people will ask, how's Bonnie?
Bonnie's class as well. Yeah, she's solid. We'll get Lizzie in to do a wee chat about this.
That
was actually one of the biggest things about the show.
What?
Need more Friday chats.
I got that a lot as well.
Yeah,
I got that a lot.
People I know people love the interviews, but actually our most downloaded is quite often the Friday chat, which is mad, us talking nonsense.
I know.
But so many people at the show were like, more Friday chats.
But then I think there's also people who aren't too farmery. Like, see, a lot of people I know who aren't really into farming, but then they would listen to the Friday chats.
Yeah, this covers both because we just chat. It's meant to just be like your mates chatting in your ear just to lighten your day a bit. Like, it's not meant to be serious.
We've also not covered my brother's wedding.
Yeah, okay. You did a reading at his wedding.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. With tea leaves or with palm? What kind of reading was it? Tarot cards. Yeah, and is the future bode well for them?
Yeah, it does. Looking really good.
Okay. Yeah. How was the wedding?
It was great. It was such a fun wedding.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Tell me one thing that happened.
We had Chippy in the church.
Okay.
And
what, a fish supper?
Fish supper.
Fish as well?
Yep.
Expensive.
Fish and chips.
Who's paying this? Your father?
I don't know how the money worked out actually. Dave's an accountant though, so he's doing not bad.
Yeah, but this was in Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, so
so a fish supper could be €10 down there.
And it was Kinsale, which is like a fishy, like fresh fish. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a...
Kinsale is the type of fish or the place?
Kinsale is the place.
Place is also a type of fish. Stop it.
I was just trying to think of another one.
Yeah.
So it was like proper nice, but it was like kind of mini fish suppers. So I had them in the church.
It wasn't a proper fish supper.
No, it was like a good portion. Okay. I would say it's like a kid's fish supper.
And what is the reason for that? Because it was taking too long?
Just for fun, I think.
Okay. Some laugh.
So we went, and the bride, my sister-in-law Neve, she sang her vows.
Okay.
Sang.
Your now sister-in-law. So the bride.
Yep, bride sung her vows. Nobody knew she was doing it at all.
Right. Okay. How did they go?
Yeah, good.
Could you give me an example of how they went?
I can't really remember the tune. No.
Was it to a known song?
No, just somebody playing the piano.
Right. Okay.
Um,
And was it like a kind of I'm thinking about that X Factor audition where the guys are like the Peter Andre thing. Oh. Was it like the ministers that was like what's your brother's name?
David.
It's like, David, I promise to love and cherish you forever. David, I promise to love and cherish you forever. And through sickness and in health. And through sickness and in health. Was it like that kind of, was it a duo or was it, no, had she had it memorised?
All up there.
Did she? She just knew it all?
No.
So was the minister just like sitting pure awkward?
She didn't sing that bit. She sung like the vows, like the...
That is the vows.
Is it?
Yeah. And she'd be like, you may now kiss the bride. Like pure like buzzing, like giving them the wink. What's all like that? Whoa, girl, I'm gonna make you mine. Whoa. I want to be with the woman that I love. Oh, woman that I love. Do you remember that X Factor, that Popeye? Those
funny.
two wee guys?
Yeah.
Oh, so good. So yeah, was it like that?
No.
What did the minister do while she was singing?
No. It's a vows, not the bit where you just like say why you like each other.
Oh God, I didn't do that.
Did you not?
Oh no.
What did you do?
Just repeated whatever the
person
the
said?
human. Is it a humanist?
Was yours religious?
No.
No, aye, the humanist.
Aye, we had a humanist. So just whatever the humanist said, I just repeated it.
Was it in the church?
Pretty standard. No, it was in a castle.
Was it by Jinx? What castle?
Blair Wan.
Oh, nice.
Straighton. Mm-hmm.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, nice.
And do you have it all? Is it weird talking
Cheap.
about your wedding?
No, not that
No,
weird.
okay.
This is, for anyone new to the podcast, I have been married before. We've discussed it before.
Yeah.
I have been married and divorced. Very modern man.
So, what was the castle like? Nice. Why was it cheap?
It just was, I don't know, it's 500
But
quid.
nice.
500 quid for this ceremony and some canopies, I think. It's pretty cheap.
And did you have a meal there?
No.
What did you do after?
A meal at a hotel elsewhere.
Right.
Just did the ceremony there, then bust to the cheaper bit.
Nice.
Aye, it was all right. Aye.
Nice day.
Would
Did you
not-
enjoy?
Wouldn't do it again, but it was okay. Would not recommend. But yeah, we didn't sing any vows, that's for sure.
No singing. Maybe that's.
But
what
to
was
come
lacking.
to come back onto that, what did the minister do while this was that a minister? Was that
It was a lady
was that
who was
religious?
absolutely hilarious. She was honestly the
Was she
funniest.
good?
She was so funny. Like from when we were all walking in, like she was just proper Irish and just like she was so funny.
crack?
Yeah, like honestly the best. Like she
but
was.
was she
hilarious.
like like a Father Ted type thing, or was it
What does that mean?
I want to say that he's Catholic, but I'm not sure. Was it a Catholic thing?
No,
or was
definitely not religious.
Oh, wasn't
no, so it
religious?
was a non-religious church. So like as soon as they
Oh,
got
the
married,
non-religious churches.
we
Yeah,
then had
yeah.
like
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, you get a lot of them about. There's no such thing.
No.
A non-religious church. A non-religious church. Why would they build it? Why would they just call it a house? Why not just call it is that not just a village hall?
no, because
That's a village hall.
no,
A
'cause it was
non-religious church.
There was stained glass and pews.
Yeah. So it's
But then
obvious-
we were allowed to drink, like then, because as soon as they got married, we started having prosecco.
one of
and
Jesus'
stuff.
big party tricks was turning water into wine. The boy knew how to drink.
That's true.
Aye, drinking's not against religion. Well, not against some religions.
What about chippies?
No, sure. He fed the 5,000. That's representative of
Oh,
like whoever's your brother has been Jesus feeding the 5,000.
yeah, okay.
He's turned one fish supper
Into 90.
into 100. You're calling it a mini fish supper. Actually, it was just a wee bit of an actual fish supper. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 chips and a bit of batter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Is it making sense now?
Yeah, no, it's had enough.
You're getting
now.
the religious references.
Yeah, no, I'm getting it.
So that's nice.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I'm not sure where the singing comes into the religion thing, but no, good on her.
Hymns?
I take it hymns, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Did she write the words herself?
Yes.
That's
So
nice.
and they were all like they were kind of jokey, like she judged it well, like it was
Oh,
kind
so
of
it's
like
almost like a best man speech.
yeah, yeah. It was like
Okay.
kind of taking the piss a wee bit, but it wasn't like it was nice as well. Do you know what I mean? It was like
Did
it was
he cry?
really good. Like when she was
No, did he cry at all?
yeah.
Oh, did he? Did he then Pure Awkward do like a really rubbishy version of his vows because
No,
she'd like
well,
talked to
luckily
him.
he went
She'd
first.
like pure story talk to him.
He went first.
Aye, I was
He went
going to
first,
say,
but his
'cause,
were
like,
very good.
And now on to your vows. I really, 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 really like you, and I want you, and I need you. There's another good song. What's that? That's a song. Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, and then he did a really good speech after as well. He nailed it.
Who was better, the groom's speech or the best man's speech?
So he didn't do best man.
Couldn't find a mate. Okay.
No.
No, I know she's his best pal.
got-
I know. I get it. It's love. It's love. You don't need friends when you've got love. I get it. Sorry to hear that.
No, it's not just a lack of friends.
Okay.
They didn't do bridesmaids or best men.
Listen, none of them's got friends.
No, they do.
No, I'm only joking. It's fine. Hey, jokes. They'll be listening to this. I'm only joking. I know you've got loads of pals. Honestly, up your grand's bit. I've got friends up my grand's bit. That's a very Scottish joke as well, isn't it? You heard that reference?
No.
I thought like I've kissed a girl before who you wouldn't know she stays up my grand's bit.
Oh, right.
So, I've kissed loads of girls who you wouldn't know them, they stay up my grand's bit. I've got a best man stays up my grand's bit though, you wouldn't know him. You couldn't make it. Right, so that's good. Right, so that's the wedding covered. Because we do need more of these catch-ups.
I know. It's just been we've been all busy. I know, and I've had to do all the intros myself as well.
Yeah, sorry about
That's us now, though. We'll do next week's now, so it's done.
and what we'll do is I'll give you a wee taster. We'd obviously Lorna this week. We have Andrew Hogley from British Wool Marketing Board coming in on Tuesday. That'll be a fiery one. Like, not for us because I like British Wool, but there'll be a lot of people.
Well, we should say if MD's got any questions.
Yeah, fire some questions in.
Give them in.
I could put some questions to him. Drop them in the comments if you have some for him.
Or message.
We'll try and ask. We'll try and get stuck in and ask the hard questions without a doubt. I think we do. Some people say we gave Alan a bit of an easy time.
Right.
But in fairness, like, it's one of those ones. I don't really have that many
Beef, yeah.
issues with it. Like, I like the Highland Show and I don't really mind that many things. You know, we chinned them about the members thing that a lot of people
One thing I heard people saying was they feel like not much has changed with the Highland Show. So there's not very many new, like new stalls and new, it's kind of the same as it's always been for the past 10 years, which I do get. So maybe encouraging more different stands to come.
See, that's a tricky one though, because like, I'd say it's so different all like it is. Like, you've now got the Hoolie, which are right, it's maybe not.
But that's not the
I don't know if
day-to-day
that's as
Highland
big.
Show.
I don't even know if the Hoolie's that big an attraction. But yeah, okay, there's that. There's so many artsy and craft stalls. The food hall, I suppose the food hall's always been the food hall. Yeah, it's a good point. But what do you add that's different? Pigs?
Pigs and poultry.
Could have pigs. Poultry's a difficult one though, because the bird flu, it's constantly getting cancelled. And that's why Air Show stopped doing poultry.
Too much hassle.
Avian flu constantly, like, causing bother and, yeah, making it a worry, mixing birds. Like, pigs is actually probably a similar like Yorkshire does pigs, but pigs are quite a high risk animal as well.
Yeah.
These kind of things. So there we go, something to think about. But listen, we had a great show. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you to everyone that came over and saw us. And bear in mind, I'm not actually going to edit any of this thing. I'm just going to
Are you?
put it out as one take.
Wow.
Did we say anything controversial? We never take anything out of any podcasts.
Ever.
No, I think that will do us for this week, and we'll go on with other jobs. Thanks to everyone that's been watching. Thanks again for everyone that came and seen us at the Highland Show. We'll see you at the Yorkshire Show next, and the Royal Welsh, and we might try and go over to a couple of Irish shows as well later in the season. That's it for this podcast. I've been Cammy.
I've been Iona.
And we're both fed by farmers.